Alright, for our next video, what we're going to be doing is putting a hard drive. I just finished cleaning the hard drive and removing a considerable amount of dust from a customer's computer. I thought this might be a good chance to start off with something simple, see if we can get it rolling. It's an old HP. Not much else to say about it. At least it's got a good hard drive. It's got a Hitachi. I like Hitachi. Alright. Hard drive goes in as such. Now this is with the front of the case towards me for this particular model of computer. And I'm just going to... I do believe that's the way it goes in. I can't remember. Now. This way. Because it faces the outside. Line up our little screw holes here, get the screwdriver, and start threading them in ever so nicely. Make sure we get the right screws. I always used to joke with my fellow IT buddies about how much I hated these mass manufactured cases, but some of these actually turned out pretty good. I think nowadays one of my favorites, and I haven't had anyone agree with me on it, was the book style case that Dell made for some of their lower end workstations. And it was literally, you would push a button on the top, push a button on the bottom, and it would open. It would unfold like a book, and it had very good cable management. It kept good airflow, although the hardware it held was not particularly impressive. It was just a good little case, but you never wanted to take the plastic panels off. Sometimes you couldn't help it, you had to clean it. But in the event that you did, you got to have one hell of a time trying to put those panels back on. They never would line back up quite right. Let's see, let's get this back over here. I think maybe. I bet I don't have anything I can prop that up on. Yes, I do. Now we're going to take our hard drive bay, and while we have it out to where it's easy to get to, I'm going to grab our power cables, click in our power, click in our data. That way I don't have to try and get my fat fingers down in there while I'm reassembling the rest, or after I have the hard drive mounted in its case. Just make sure that everything lines up, and it should just snap in. Come on. There we go. Now I do also screw these in with 2 screws right in the front. Now I was talking earlier, I removed a considerable amount of dust out of this tower. And one thing to note is these towers do need a physical cleaning, if nothing else, I do mine about 6 months. I don't care how clean you keep your house. I've seen this lady's house. It is immaculately clean, especially when compared to mine. And this thing, I pulled this plastic faceplate off of it. Still, it was like carpet. The heat sink was all stopped up. Every one of these ports was blocked up with dust. It was a nightmare. And I know how I've cleaned this very computer within, I want to say, the past 9 months. Can't get away. They're like oversized air filters. Watch your eardrums, because I gotta pop this panel back on. Actually, I could just... Nah, I'm not gonna mute my mic. It's all part of the experience, part of the fun. And I fucked that up. It slipped out. How did you slip out? Now you slip in. Oh, you're a picky one today, aren't you? There we go. Front panel is in. And we're going to take our side panel, I should say, and line it up a couple of the corners. Should just pop in there. You're not cooperating today, are you? There we go. And just slide forward. Never force these, or you could bend some of these little pins that actually hold the panel to the side of the case. I want to say I got that, but it doesn't feel right. No? It's all in there. Cheap case. And then we'll get our retaining screw tightened up. Warranty void if seal is broken. Well, that's never stopped before, has it? And I need to set this up to do some more antivirus scans. She had a nasty little worm. But this is why we have spare external drives that we can nuke later after using the tools that we preload on them. Get just one of these screws in the top just to hold it in, get a little bit of audio going on, and a USB. And flip our KVM over here. Yeah, you can see that. See it just barely on the corner of the screen over there. Required device isn't connected or can't be accessed. OS selection. Windows 10. Huh. Well, good news. Looks like the only thing that happened was that the master boot record decided it was going to get a little bit screwy after some repairs. Seems that that little virus decided to dig in pretty darn well. Thank you for watching, and always, if there was any help, subscribe, ask comments, and ask questions in the comments. Ask comments in the questions. Well, it's late at night. And just, yeah. Well, we'll do something with the channel. I don't know what. I ain't got that far. We'll do something.